we would take our current location and put our dream house on it.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to be outdoors in the neighborhood.
I really like the walkability. We talked about, being close to the beach.
How's it going, friends? Welcome to the Twin Cities. This show tells the stories of people we've been lucky enough to help relocate to the Twin Cities in hopes hearing directly from them helps you along the same or a similar journey. I'm your host, Jesse Lynch. We're on the hardest working real estate team in the game. We're called To the Twin Cities, and we're here at our office. We call it The Shop. I'm joined by my co-host and arguably the best agent on my team, Amber Rhodes. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And of course, if you would like to work with said aforementioned hardest working real estate team in the game, you can go to our website, tothetwincities.com, or shoot us an email directly to info@tothetwincities.com. And while we're here, I would like to extend my gratitude to the producer of the show. He's baking. We're sweating in this room. This is my second podcast in a row. But great guy.
The man, the myth.
All around great guy. Paul Winkleman. Hey! Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Today we're joined by our esteemed guests and arguably our favorite clients ever.
We do love them so much.
Thank you very much for being here, y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So we like to start this with going back to before you even reached out to us, right? So I know you've been here. I know you have enough history here, but before you ever considered moving here, maybe before you reached out, what were you doing? Where were you living? What did life look like at that time?
Yeah, we both grew up in, for lack of a long story, areas of the St. Louis metro region. Jill was from the wrong side of the river over in Illinois. I was from St. Louis proper on the right side and in the city. But we had been together in the south side of St. Louis I guess we moved in about 2016.
Yep.
In the neighborhood I grew up in, proving that I lived in the right place to start.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
But also that you had never lived anywhere else, right? So
No, that's fair. You're far more
life.
worldly, yes.
Yeah. So we had always talked about, would it be interesting to live somewhere else? We talked about a couple different places for a while. We thought about moving to Charleston, South Carolina. Totally different, opposite. But we also both really liked Minneapolis. The first time I came up here was for work. I worked for a company that had an office up here. We did training downtown, got to, see it's a real big city and not like St. Louis downtown, which is pretty vacant. So we love St. Louis. But so I liked it alone. He came up alone with some friends and fell in love with it as well.
Right when we started dating, I came up with a buddy that I coached hockey with back home who knew somebody who lived up here and grew up here, and we came up and we stayed the opposite of Jill staying downtown, and we stayed out by the Mall of America.
Oh boy.
Nice.
But we went to the fair and we went to
solid hotels for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a nice hotel. It was a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of Chili's and Applebee's stuff out there, which is fine, and it's pretty and stuff out there. It was just a little bit more barren. But we did go to the fair, and we went to, I don't remember if we went to Nokomis or Bede-Makaska, but we went to Beach at a lake, which is not something I was used to doing, being in a city, and I really liked that. And so a couple of years later, we were looking for somewhere to vacation for just I think a weekend the first time we came up or something like that. And we decided to come up and do the fair and just check out. We stayed over by on campus and really loved it. And so then that became like our August get away from heat and come to Minnesota outside of today's weather. But this is like a one-off, so it's not that bad. But
today will not be mentioned, the weather.
Yeah, and we also spent some time in Grand Marais and up on the North Shore and really loved it up there. We did like a short couple days the first year, and the next year, it was kind of in the middle of COVID. We're like, let's just go up there the whole time. It's going to be a little easier to just relax and maybe not be by a ton of people. And so we did that one year and came back last year for the fair. And so by the time we came last year for the fair, we had pretty much decided that we wanted to make the move, and I think that's when we had first met you guys and really got serious about looking and figuring out where we wanted to be.
Cool. So, 2022.
Yeah.
Late summer. You remember when you reached out to us?
Yeah, it was 2022 summer, because it was like a month or two before we were coming up on our vacation.
Okay.
And we got in touch, and
Before we met and had lunch.
yeah, and then we went and had lunch, and it was awesome. It was I forget the name of where we went, but it was somewhere up in the North Loop.
Nolo
Yeah.
Cafe.
No,
Yep, Nolo Cafe.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
it was very good. Yeah,
That Kale Caesar. I still think about that. Kale
I know.
Caesar, actually.
it was a very good-looking
I
cake.
Yeah, it was
the
really
most
good.
basic veggie burger, but I was like, I think about that thing. I'm like, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a
solid.
cool spot, and like the North Loop was somewhere that.
We had not been, really.
Yeah, I think we went to one store there.
Yeah.
Before.
It has a vibe, you know what I mean?
And
yeah,
it was
yeah.
very neat, like just a cool area of downtown, and it just introduced us more to a whole nother area that was like, okay, so not only were we meeting you guys and starting to feel comfortable with the process of working with you guys, but also seeing another area of the city that we didn't know yet.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, we are making the right decision. Like, look at how awesome this thing we
Yeah.
didn't even know existed was,
Yeah.
while we liked all this other stuff.
That's cool. Yeah. Because, I mean, if you'd been to the few places and you were like, this is cool, it's like, there's a lot for sure.
Oh,
And I'll
yeah.
explore about as many as much as anybody that I know.
You guys are so fun.
Yeah, you go from you see so many places, but the fact that you saw the North Shore before moving here is rare.
Yes.
There are people who've lived their whole life who have not been there.
Oh my gosh.
Which is
Yeah.
so insane.
Yeah, it's
if you
wild.
can, if you can do it, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were
worth
people. We were at the Gunflint Tavern one night, and there was a group of people that were roughly our age there, and it was just the two of us together. And in having drinks at the bar, they sort of like, I guess we started a conversation over
Yeah.
something. There might have been
You
a
make
Vikings
friends at
game
a
on, or
bar,
something. It was
yeah.
like a Vikings preseason game on or something. We started talking, and they asked like, "Oh, are you from the Twin Cities too up here?" And we're like, "No, we're from St. Louis." And their response was, "Why are you here? Like, how do you know about this? Why
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
like almost like this
Like
is our
you
little
had the
secret
inside
up here."
scoop.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
We got
but
that a lot
know.
at the fair too. They'd
Yeah.
be like, are you from around here? We're like, no, we're from Missouri. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you here?
Yeah. It's funny to like simultaneously people have such pride about the state fair, and they're also like, well, why on earth would you come up here?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Same with the North Shore. It's like, well, how do you get here? It's like, because we're not used to like people vacationing there from,
Yeah.
elsewhere really.
Yeah.
It seems like a
Like
place
up
that people who
cities,
live
they
here
just-
go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was most people there, but
Yeah. So, okay, so when do you think you officially, like, in your head, when do you think you officially decided to move? You know, when was it like, we are doing this for you?
June of 2022.
Okay.
Very
Gears
distinct.
started going.
Yeah.
Distinct day. We were actually in Madison, Wisconsin.
Everything happened in a different city,
Everything,
here
yeah.
or
Yeah.
St.
Which
Louis.
we love Madison. It was nothing to do with Madison. We just happened to be there at the time, and we were, just kind of on a weekend trip and had a lot of time to talk things through. And
Yeah.
we were like, "Yep, we're doing it.
Cool.
Let's pull the trigger."
Love
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Was there, I don't think so. Was there any kind of other short list of places you were considering? Or was it just like a draw to here? Like
It
a
was
pull?
really just Charleston in like 2018.
Okay.
I want to say it's Charleston,
Yeah.
and we looked in some areas of Charleston. To be anywhere near downtown was just out of the range. It was
Yeah. I
just
think
kind of
there was a,
ridiculous.
like,
there was
that
was
listing.
on Zillow, which like when you're first looking, you'll pull up like at a weird app or whatever and just look at some houses, and there was a house for, I want to say it was like $1 million,
yeah.
and the pictures for it were of it after the fire.
Oh.
And it was not for anything other than you will buy this burnt out building and tear it down and then build
Yes.
something
And
on
it was
It
a
like
small
and it's like,
lot.
Yeah.
Too.
yeah,
Wasn't-
I guess that's not really for. Plus, a part of what we wanted was, and I'm sure we'll get into weather later, but we were more getting away from heat rather than
Getting thicker
worried
air.
about cold. You know, so St. Louis gets very hot, and I think Charleston probably would laugh at us saying that. So
Yeah,
it was
right.
kind of like, that's kind of, if we're running away from the weather, why are we running somewhere hotter?
True.
Yeah.
We're like translucent. It's not going to work very
Yeah, yeah.
well. They just burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally.
And so, I mean, this, maybe you've answered a lot of this, but like, what do you think are the biggest factors, the biggest draw to why you came here?
I think, yeah, definitely the weather in the summer. And, I think the first thing out of everyone's mouth when we told them we were moving was, it gets cold there.
Isn't that the funniest?
Which, that was not a deterrent to us
You
necessarily.
can put more clothes on.
You
if
can
you're
always
cold.
put on more clothes. You can't take off clothes after a certain point. So, the weather, just the nature. So not just like the proximity to like the North Shore and like places outstate where there's like a lot of good hiking and
Yes.
nature, but just even in the cities and
Yeah.
where we live, we're very close to a lake, and even just the regular city street is tree lined.
Yes.
It's just so
Yeah.
green.
The
Lots
bike
of
paths
green.
are
The
everywhere.
the bike paths, and just like being outdoors, and really how we've come to find out that Minnesotans really embrace winter and don't just not everybody hunkers down for 6 months, I don't know, but
Yeah.
Plenty to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Like we found that like at least in St. Louis, a lot of stuff after the holidays, it's sort of just like nothing
Cleans out.
until it starts to get warm again. There's nothing in January, February, and like those are the months that
Which
are
is
the
our
hardest.
birthday month, so
Well,
that's
also,
a little
yeah.
difficult. But
Yeah.
Fellow
Yeah.
Aquarius.
We're
I like
winter
it.
babies. Yeah, I'm a Capricorn.
Okay,
but-
Capricorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm right on the end. Yeah.
But then also, like, one of the first conversations we had when we moved up here was like we had driven by the lake, and there were people everywhere, and it wasn't just a specific type of person. It wasn't like, oh, there's the bike guy,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
bike guy is in every city, and bike guy
Yeah.
is out in every city.
He's hardcore.
But yeah, there were very not fit people outside everywhere, and not to say they were like they're just
regular
normal
people.
people
Everyone's just
everywhere. It's
regular
not just
people,
like
yeah.
the super workout athletic people outside. Everybody is outside, and it might be because of long winters or something like that. But it just feels like people take more advantage of the ability to get outside, the ability to take take advantage of the lakes, the beaches, the bike trails, the walking paths. Get your dog outside.
Absolutely.
Like the creek.
Yeah.
It's shocking how much nicer those things are than anywhere we've been before. And then it's nice to see that people actually like use it and,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
like
Absolutely. I mean, you'll see in next March or April when the first 40-degree day, there's gonna be t-shirts and shorts
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
all over the place.
Yeah, like right away.
We
the
can't
first
wait.
40-degree day
Yeah.
with sun, it's like, oh, might as well be 75,
You're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, but
it's-
you'll also notice that like it does feel different. 45
Oh.
after the winter feels so different than 45 like in
Going
the
into
fall.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like on a flight, from like
Yeah.
somewhere warm to 45, you're like, oh my god. But
Yeah.
yeah, in the spring
That
it's
warm
like,
up though.
it feels so good.
It's balmy.
Yeah. So I guess like let me see. What you've kind of answered a lot of this. Any other lifestyle factors that drew you here, or is it like that? Just like the scenery or the
Yeah.
the culture, the vibrancy.
Yeah, I think also just it being a big city and lots of opportunities, a really great restaurant scene. We'd already gone to several restaurants on our trips up here, and
I
you
think
know,
you guys have been to more restaurants than I have. Living here my whole life.
Yeah, already, yeah.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's definitely something we like to do and like find good food and different kinds of food. And there's a lot of different types of food here. Very diverse scene of food and bars, breweries.
Distilleries
distilleries.
now.
Yeah. So
You guys
like,
should start a blog from St. Louis to Minneapolis. Here's the best food and
Yeah.
places to drink. Seriously.
we have recommendations. If anybody
Oh,
wants to reach
definitely.
out, we'll
we
help
definitely
out.
do. Yeah, and St. Louis is a big, obviously, brewery scene, good food scene. So, coming from that, we're glad to keep that and not like we're definitely not stepping down in any
Yep.
way. If anything, stepping up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and like even past like the food and drink, the art scene, the sports scene,
Yeah.
just like literally anything, the music scene, everything. It has everything. It's a very rare city to have every major professional sport.
Yeah, you guys are big sports fans too.
Yeah, and you can go to everything. Like we've joked, I'm a big blues fan, and so Jill's also a big blues fan.
very
Or at least
into
she
it.
goes to a lot of
Yeah.
blues games, and she enjoys it now. She was kind of forced into it slightly a little
Yeah.
bit.
She didn't have a choice.
But yeah, But we've joked about that. We probably go to more live Blues games now that we live up here than we did at home. Because at home, we just like, I'd go to the bar with some buddies and watch the game. They come here twice a season. So like, we'll definitely be going to
Yeah.
both Blues games up here.
Yeah.
It's the same because of the distance or the area of the country that the cities are in.
Yeah.
A lot of the sports just sort of play
Yeah.
against each other
Yeah.
that we have. We were season ticket holders of St. Louis City, currently the best team in the West in the MLS by far. Shout out
Gotta
City.
shout out City.
And they just so
He looks
happened
right into
to,
the camera.
yeah, they just so happened to be playing against Minnesota United on our wedding anniversary this year up here. So we'll have some friends up for that game, which we really look forward to, like having friends up to just show them around, but also like it just seemed perfect of like,
Yeah.
oh, like our celebration day, our team's coming up to our new city to
Yeah.
have a party with us.
And then to add a new scarf to the collection,
Yeah,
right?
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I love
Good.
that. Okay, so now you've decided you've made the decision to move up here. You're beginning the process of, figuring out the logistics and all that. How does this actually work? Would you say that one of y'all played a role, or like did you have like specific roles in the process? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you were more instrumental in finding Jesse
Oh,
a
yeah,
neighbor.
yeah. I
was
hope
the
my
one going
wife
down the
doesn't
rabbit
watch
holes.
this. But I'm not quite as busy as she is at my job, and I have two screens. So on one screen I could watch a Jesse video, and on the other screen I could have my job pulled up when I had work
He's
to
a good
do.
multitasker.
So I found Jesse very early on, just in looking at moving to Minnesota. And I really liked your videos. They were very informative, but they also weren't like, stuffy and corporate.
Yeah.
Which just, I don't know. We had gone to an open house up here and had somebody's contact from actually several years before when we were just joking around about moving. So we could have easily reached out, but they sent us what's the term? Just generic emails of like,
Marketing
here's
emails or-
Yeah,
housing in the neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
And I found other people who made videos who just said, here's what's going on in like interest rates or whatever. And like, that's Jill's stuff. Like Jill's very,
Numbers gal.
she's that just doesn't move the dial for me.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that video.
That's what I say all the time.
You know,
People are like,
like-
we should make those. I'm like, I'm gonna be bored making it.
Yeah.
Oh, for
I
sure.
wouldn't watch it.
No.
Yeah.
And we knew certain pockets that we liked, but then in your videos, you're walking through neighborhoods, you see like the
Yeah.
vibe of a neighborhood, you see different housing stock that's in the neighborhood, what the stores look like when you're walking down the
Yes.
street, that there are stores when
what's
you're walking down the
nearby.
street, like parks, lakes, whatever you're around when you guys are walking around. It holds the attention so much better. It's not shocking that you have better music than anybody else's videos as well, which also helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was just, it was like, okay, this feels right. We'll reach out, see what it's like.
Cool.
And we reached out and it didn't feel, like it actually felt like you were talking to us, not sending us form letters,
Yeah.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
That's just like not helpful.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, it's like a tiny bit of, it's like the minimum help required,
Right.
Yeah.
to buy a
Yeah.
house. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think that we've all experienced a non-genuine experience in all, whatever, buying
Yeah,
a car,
right.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
that it's like, that's so something where like, we want nothing to do with that. That's
Yeah.
not who we are. So if people gravitate towards us because we're just being ourselves and like showing what we love, then awesome. Those are the people we want to work with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's,
Yep.
I mean, yeah. And it's so easy to just be like, the brand is just like what I think is cool. And like, then there's no like, oh, I'm not sure if this is on brand. It's like, do I think this is cool? Okay. Then
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about this,
Yeah.
Is this fun? Okay, let's do it. I just made a video about best grocery stores in Minnesota. And I'm like,
People care about that stuff.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Okay, that is actually really important, and I need to
Yeah.
watch that video because that's something we've struggled
It's
with.
pretty
like,
biased,
Finding
though.
our
If I-
like grocery store niche.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
try my
Yeah.
best to say, here's what I like the most, but then also like comparing it to, this is like this from a national perspective.
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a bunch of brands. Like, what was the grocery store in St. Louis?
So the main two are Schnooks and Deerbergs, and these
Oh.
are people's last. Yes,
I know you guys are going to test us on some stuff later. We're going to test you on how to spell Schnooks and Deerbergs.
Okay.
so these are people's last names.
Yeah.
So the Schnook family has,
Okay.
a lot of stores in the St. Louis metro, and they're into Illinois and even central
I think
Illinois.
down to Cape.
Yeah, down to southern
Crazy.
Missouri. Yeah. And then the Deerbergs are a different family and
Okay.
have a different store, and so
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not that we have Kowalskis and Lunds and
true.
Byerlys.
right, yeah.
I was
The
gonna say,
Yeah.
do they have
thing,
carpet?
it's just-
Oh, Byerly's
Yeah.
would be a good pronunciation.
Oh,
By
okay.
the way, dude, people look at that and they're like, beer.
Really?
Yeah,
Byerly's?
yeah.
Yeah.
People can't pronounce Byerly's almost ever.
It wasn't like Olays for me. Like
yeah. Sven and Olays. Sick taco spot up in the Grand Ray.
taco pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're more like finding maybe like neighborhood, like how would you?
Yeah, I was doing the legwork on finding you guys, then the conversation with you guys, getting that going, and then once that was going, I was more of the house farming of, hey, here's some stuff that came over this morning. Like, these are the options that came over this morning that just released or have been on the market
Yeah.
for a while. Check these out. And I would text her the ones, like, I would kind of go through and go, okay, not this one, this one, this one, this one. And then I'd send her the, like, narrowed down list.
I was getting them too. It's just
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just didn't really have time to go through
Yeah.
them. And so I would give you the sort of Cliff Notes version of, like, just look at these, see what you think.
these are worth it.
And
Yeah.
then, I did a lot of the work until we decided on a house. And then she did, what would you say, all of the work? No, I did some of the work, but
more
she
of the
organized a lot of the work after
Packing
the
and
fun.
getting the move going and coordinating all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you guys had to sell your house too, and you had upgrades that you were
did.
doing there, and
Yeah, so
Oh.
we had to renovate a bathroom before we could sell, and that took, of course, longer than we thought.
of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you have any kind of deadline to get up here?
So we talked to you guys last August, and they were like, we're gonna wait until after winter because nobody wants to move in January,
Sure.
and I'm busy that time of year with work. So we were like, let's try and get up there before Memorial Day. That was kind of our go-to. So we both took our jobs with us, so that wasn't necessarily a concern. So it's just purely arbitrary, but we were like, we really want to enjoy the bulk of
Yeah,
the
just
summer.
get a full summer.
Yeah, and the weather will be nice, and we'll get up here. So we were about a month delayed, which
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things
Ended
is
up late
nothing.
June.
Yeah, so we moved in June 26th.
Yep.
So
Very cool.
Yeah.
When you started looking at houses, like, well, okay, let's do this. What areas were you considering? Like, what was your list of places that you would have considered if the right house came up?
We liked a lot around, like, near Harriet, like south of Harriet. We liked a lot because there were a lot of restaurants and places we had gone to around there. And then around the Nokomis, Lake Nokomis. Those are really the two that we had spent the most time in that we were really looking at. And then you would send us a bunch of, like, northeast houses that we were like, oh, these are pretty cool too.
yeah, we did consider St. Paul area. We talked
yeah.
about
Matt
was it
Groveland,
Matt
yeah.
Groveland
Yeah.
and Highland Park.
Highland Park, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty common
Yeah,
assortment of. I mean, yeah, they're all sick,
Yeah.
Right,
and,
yeah.
and they're somewhat akin to one another.
Yep.
Northeast is probably the most out there of all
Right.
of them.
I
But
felt like St. Paul had a lot of older houses
For sure.
than just 10, 20 years older, but still like
Exactly.
a significant style difference.
Yes.
So,
A lot more
yeah.
Victorian, like the big,
Yeah,
So
maybe
taller,
not actual Victorian.
taller.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, more likely to find a two-story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the city was basically started 20 years before Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
Yeah,
then,
you're like,
yeah.
yep, that
Some real
makes a ton
cool
of sense.
houses.
Oh
over
yeah,
there, like
And
real
big,
great houses.
like,
yeah,
really big ones.
we had to
too.
learn a lot about
air
varieties
conditioning.
of air conditioning.
Speaking of, my God, I would kill for air conditioning
Okay.
right now.
I also think I just heard an oh yeah from Jill, so that just
yeah.
warmed my heart a little bit.
One dangerous man in, you already got the
Oh,
accent
yes.
going. It's beautiful.
Sun, yeah.
Cool. I forget what you were saying. Oh,
Oh.
air conditioners and like
We had to learn
learning.
Yeah,
about
like-
ductless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ductless, yeah, we didn't know what ductless was. There's not a ton, at least where we have lived in St. Louis, there wasn't a ton of window units. So that was something that, like, I wasn't looking at it first. And then she'd go, well, what does it have? And I was like, what are you talking about? It has,
To figure out, yeah.
I was like, it has what we have. All houses have this, right? No, I was dumb.
You're like,
I was very
Yeah.
ignorant to all the ways
Yeah.
to cool a home.
Yeah, and yeah, they're definitely there's a scale of like the quality of
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about so those areas? Did you have an idea about what kind of house you wanted, like stylistic, or were you kind of open on that?
We were pretty open on that. Yeah.
Just like whatever looked cool.
Yeah. We wanted
Yeah,
a
like whatever
certain
looked nice.
It would hit you.
certain amount of size.
I would say we wanted something bigger than St. Louis and that we didn't have to do a lot of work on.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
just didn't really, like, our house in St. Louis was almost 80 when we moved in, and we put in worked in the sunroom. We put in a new counters and floor and all of the appliances in the kitchen, and then we just put in a new bathroom that we got to use for a day before we moved. But like we just, it was just more, we had to dig out the yard and put in all
Yeah.
new pipes like right after we moved in.
Sewer?
Yeah, sewer
Yeah.
lateral when
Yeah.
we
So
first bought it.
there was a
was-
lot to
yeah.
do on that house, and it was kind of more of a, like, looking for a not project house. Or, like,
Yeah.
project houses are cool and stuff, but like
Once
we
you've
had had
done
a
one, you're
project
like,
house,
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
So we got a newer house by 2 years. We,
Really?
yeah. We only
yeah.
stepped up 2 years. But
But it
this one
had
had
been
been
renovated.
renovated quite a
Yeah.
bit more
Yeah.
already. We were showing our family, and my mom was like, this house does not look like it was built in 1940. And I'm
No.
like, well, it's been renovated. So, yeah.
Yeah.
They did some
But-
cool stuff to that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of charm still. It's just maybe not the original charm.
Yeah,
Sure.
and yeah, age doesn't matter nearly as much as condition.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Exactly.
Okay. Were you looking at houses in person or
No.
entirely virtually?
All virgin.
All
Entirely
virtual.
virtually.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys were always traveling to. I remember you're like, we're at a game. So can you send it a virtual? And we're in some other state and some other city. Yeah, okay, we're on it. You know.
What was
Oh, yeah.
What was the virtual? What did that feel like? Y'all had never bought a house remotely before.
No.
What did that feel like?
Yeah. It was very easy. Yeah, we were not in St. Louis. We were that morning. Chris noticed it Friday
Our
morning.
flight was like 1 o'clock, right?
We had a afternoon flight, took a half day, flew out to Denver. I think we just texted you,
Yeah.
Amber, and said, we're really interested in this house. It just went on the market. Like, can you, see what's going on with it?
Yeah, we just asked for info on it.
Yeah. By the time we landed in Denver, which is like a 2-hour flight from St. Louis, so not a lot of time. Amber had already sent us like 7 videos
Yeah.
of the whole walkthrough of the house, and like got in all the corners and crevices, and like really gave us a whole good view of what was
And the
where
videos
and-
were the exact distance from the Denver airport on their version of the train
They're like light rail.
to
yeah.
downtown on their light rail. It was
Oh
the
my gosh.
exact length of airport to our hotel. We finished the last video as we got to our stop.
Yeah.
Like, it
That
literally
is awesome.
ended, and they were like, "Get off." And like, "Oh,
You guys
okay,
had
cool."
some like kismet moments throughout this whole thing.
We did, yeah, and we've listened to some of the other podcasts, and we're like, people are gonna hate us because we're like, we got the first house we bid on. I don't know, like, but we had some good real estate karma built up because when we bought in St. Louis, it was like multiple
Was
offers.
it the seventh try in
and-
St. Louis?
Yeah, I mean, lost out on several
We
houses.
did that
so
before. We didn't
Okay.
need to do it
You
again.
paid your
Yeah.
dues.
We had,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, it was the perfect storm, and we talked about it that night. Kind of, discussed pros and cons, and like, are we ready? Like, do we need to see more houses? Is this it, or should we just go for it? And we decided, yeah, let's put in an offer. See, I don't think either of us thought we'd get accepted.
Oh no, we definitely thought we were gonna lose. We totally thought we were
Yeah,
gonna
we
lose.
were just like, whatever, just put an offer in on it. Like, we like it.
I
So
thought you were
let's-
supposed to put in 6 offers. It was just like the rule.
let's get
this
that's just how this
Yeah.
works. Yeah, let's just, okay.
I remember you guys saying, okay, well, maybe we'll get the house and our team will win. Like, you guys manifested that.
Yeah, the team did not win.
They tied.
They tied.
They tied on the
Yeah.
road.
Which,
But you
Okay.
got the house, so.
Yeah.
But we got the house, so yeah. So by the time we're back in St. Louis Sunday night, you gave us a call, and We were like, oh,
Totally duped us
what
out.
now?
Totally duped us out.
Yeah, oh yeah. You were like,
You started with the I have news.
I did.
Like with the voice slow.
I mean, I knew you guys would appreciate it in the long run. I knew I had to know my audience. But
Oh,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
very good. It was very good.
Yeah.
It was memorable too. Like we always remember getting the house.
Good.
oh
it's
yeah.
like-
Good.
Oh man, we met. Like oh
Yeah.
okay.
So guys, I talked to the listing agent and you got the house.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then we had to like get up here for the inspection like right away. We flew up and back in the same day, which I don't think
did.
I've ever done. And
Yeah, very few people do that, but yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
It
we had
was
lunch in a nice
intense.
place.
we did. Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Did we also buy our couch that day?
No. That was when we came.
That's
up
when you came to the
close.
close.
Yeah.
You guys did camp though, didn't you? Or no.
That was
That was
after
on
we
close too.
closed,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
mixing close.
Yeah.
We just we had a nice lunch after we
Yeah.
did the inspection and then went
Went
right
back to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's very close to the house, so
Yes.
it's very convenient.
So nice. But the rental car place almost screwed you guys
Oh
over.
my gosh. Yeah.
They were going
But
to
then
take
I
3
got
hours to
it.
get a rental car,
Yeah.
and then
It's
they
very
gave me one for
stressful.
some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know, like
Yeah.
yeah.
another nice little moment
Chris
for
starts
us.
crying.
So I wouldn't recommend that, like if you can avoid the, rush, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta.
You guys
did.
rallied.
You pulled it
did.
off.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Is there, with your, you saw it virtually and then you saw it in person. Did that was there anything where you're like, that feels different? Or was it like, this generally feels like the house we thought it would?
For the
Yes.
most part, I think it felt the
You
same.
are such a liar.
There was a couple places I was like, this feels a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But I think it was also because it was staged with their furniture. The people who lived there before had not moved out yet. And when we bought our house in St. Louis, it was empty. And I have found that I like to see a house empty. I know most people don't, but
Yeah.
I have a good enough imagination.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
seeing with just their furniture, it was hard to be like, how are we going to fit our stuff in here? And it ultimately ended up totally fine.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
cool. So, where'd you end up moving to?
yeah, so we live in the Hale neighborhood.
Which nobody apparently knows
Nobody
what that
knows.
is.
He always tries to be like, we're in Hale. People are like, where?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to say by Nokomis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Then it's,
That may
West of
not.
Nokomis, and they'll be like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, those, all of the small neighborhoods, almost nobody calls it that.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so, there's so many. Keewaydin, Hiawatha, Cooper, Howe,
Yeah.
Field. Nobody
Is it
is
Page
saying
or
that.
something
Yeah,
that's new?
Page,
Yeah.
Northrop. It's
If
nobody
you live
says
by a
that.
lake, just say the lake.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We're on the west side of the lake, so we're in the Hale, Diamond Lake, Page
Yep.
neighborhood. Or
Yeah, there's 3 Hale, Diamond, Lake, and
maybe
Page,
in a
right?
different order. But
Diamond
yeah.
Dallas Page.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't help myself. Sorry. I'm curious about most people's gripe with that spot is airplane noise.
Yeah, it doesn't do it. If we're outside talking to each other or to a neighbor, you kind of wait if a plane is really low next to you.
Yeah.
But also, she's definitely called me out on it before because we'll be sitting out at night having a beer before bed, and I would just set a chair outside. We still don't have outdoor furniture yet, but we have a couple of camping chairs, and I've made her sit outside with me, and we just watch planes fly
Yeah.
over real low because their lights are on and stuff like that, and you try and see I get what airline is this or whatever, what plane is this. Super nerdy stuff, but it's just fun at
Yeah.
night. Just
yeah.
and it's gorgeous at night. So
It
sitting
is.
outside and have a plane fly over and seeing the lights, it's really nice. And then there's the window thing that we were told about that a lot of houses there have new windows that
The MAC
cancel noise.
window. MAC
Yeah.
is Minneapolis Airport Commission or something like that. That's probably wrong, but it's basically that.
something like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they replaced all the,
Yeah.
or they paid the stipend to the owners.
Right, you close the door and you're like, and I hear nothing.
They do.
Yeah.
It's not loud
We
out
can
there.
hear it a little bit, especially at night, just laying in bed, you could hear it, but it's
My
not.
sleep noise is airplane
Yeah,
noise.
it's very white noisy,
Yeah.
so
Right.
it's
Right.
not disturbing at all.
The
I've
dog-
never been woken up. by
the
it,
dog and the cat don't the pets don't notice it at all. The dog doesn't even notice it when we're out walking. So it's not
Okay.
it's not too bad
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a thing you tend to get used to.
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? You always say that to people, and they're like, "Well, I don't think I could get used to that." And you're like, I think you could, but yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
So you stop noticing it, you get so used to it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
what Are there things, I guess, does the area, the location of it, field? No, Page. Hail.
Hail.
Yeah.
The heat's getting.
Yeah, it is, honestly. Does that, are you glad you ended up there?
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple of times, that there's other places that are cool and places we're still discovering that we're like, oh, this is a super cute neighborhood, but we always come back to, but can they walk to a beach? And we can, and we love that. Like, we've never lived by water or water that you could get into, and it's just such a treat to have that. And
then the creek is like 5 blocks north too, so like there's so many options for walks or biking, and I don't know. Do you get in the creek?
I was gonna say, might I suggest getting some water shoes and literally, I mean, you can go barefoot too, but like, yeah, I've taken many a dog walk in the creek the whole way. It's so refreshing and nice.
Yeah.
There
Yep.
you go.
That does sound nice.
Yeah, especially right now.
Yeah.
I like how the creek kind of connects if on bike, you know, like the bike trail along the creek, how much it connects east to west, and like how easy it is to get from maybe like Harriet to the Minnehaha Falls, like in not that long.
We just biked to the falls from our house the other day, which is not super far from the west side of Lake Nokomis to the falls. Is it like 15 minutes or something silly? Like
it's like a
insanely
brief
quick
ride.
Oh, yeah.
Or quick, like, and it's gorgeous in there too, because it's very tree lined, so you're out of the sun, and there's like a really nice breeze coming off the water and stuff, and like it's just beautiful in there.
Good.
It's very, very nice for a bike ride.
Yeah, it was really fun.
And there's like, if you have the waterfall area, but if you continue down these paths, there's just like, it's a great path to walk or bike down, but there's like this, I don't know if it's like a tunnel or cave, but there's like beautiful graffiti art down there, and it's like a cool beach and stuff. It's like this little hidden area.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you
that's
walk
cool.
all the way down to the river,
Yeah.
it's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of just a gem. It's a ways. It's
Yeah,
you
it
wouldn't
is.
think like you can't really tell from if you're by the falls. You can't tell like if I just keep going that way, I'll get to the river. But yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's cool.
There's like open field and like volleyball stuff I think over there, and
nice.
cool little grill things. Yeah, neat spot. I think biggest waterfall in a metro area in the U.S.
Oh, I would imagine, yeah.
Are there any other?
And when you see
I
it in
don't
the
know.
winter,
Small ones probably. But
We haven't seen it in the winter yet.
Oh, it's
We've seen
We need it in the
pictures,
winter,
but no, that's fun.
We've been there numerous times in the summer, never in the winter.
yeah.
We got to see that.
That's cool. So how did you actually physically get all your things up here?
So we did a full service moving company.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mostly full service. We didn't do the packing.
They did not
Or they
pack
didn't
for
do
us.
the
That's
packing.
true.
Okay.
I mean, they do, but we chose not to because
Yeah.
that's more expensive.
yeah.
So we did all the packing, and they came and got it, and it was on a truck. The only problem with that, we moved over 4th of July. It was close to the 4th of July holiday. There was a delay in getting us unpacked, I think, because allegedly they couldn't find movers on this side. So our stuff was sitting in a truck in Eden Prairie.
I think so.
Yeah, for like a week. So that was a little frustrating, but
But we made money
That's when you
back.
guys camped.
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we had an air mattress. We had ordered a couch the month before when we were here closing, so that came. So we had a couch.
Yeah.
And then, like very little stuff, like some camp chairs and.
Yeah, I can't do an air mattress. It just destroys my back. Like,
Yeah.
I just literally, I become just immobile.
Angry
If I
Chris.
see- Yeah, not even angry. Like, I just can't move. I'm just done. So I actually, with the movers grabbed our stuff on a Wednesday, and we moved the following Monday. So that was 6 nights that I slept on a love seat, like on a 2-seat couch, which I'm not very tall. You can't tell on a podcast at this, but I'm only 5'9", but still a 2-seat love seat. Not the most comfortable
Little
thing.
tight, yeah.
Then we got up here, and I slept on the floor from Monday to Friday, because all we had was the air mattress, and then the couch came on Friday. So then I had the couch from, I think Friday was like the 1st, and I had the couch for 10 days until our stuff got here.
Yeah.
So I was going on
I think we
20
counted it out
days,
as like 20
days that I hadn't slept in a bed. And So once we got our bed, it was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah,
best sleep
right?
ever. Like, oh man, love beds.
Mattresses.
Shout out for beds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should really make something to sleep on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris would like to be sponsored by beds.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Not a specific mattress,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
mattresses.
So, but once they got, and we actually did get some money back since they were past they had like a
I think 7
guarantee
days
date,
passed.
and then you get like some money back if they go past it. So we did get that. And once they, they unloaded everything, they loaded everything. So that was worth it to us. Like
Yeah.
not having
Yes.
to carry all these boxes and moving at the end of June into July. It was pretty hot, like
Yeah.
both days.
Yeah.
So, it was worth the money
Yeah.
to me.
Do you remember how much it cost?
Yeah, I want to say it was like $8,000.
Okay.
So it was not cheap.
Yeah.
But it was, I think, worth it.
Yeah.
7,300 if you can make them be late.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're willing to
Slash
put up
their
with that,
tires.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
but I would have rather had our stuff. But
And then you
Yeah.
guys have multiple, levels in your house to carry boxes to and from. So that's nice
That's
to
true.
not have
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that.
yeah. So everything went like we had everything labeled and
Right.
Yeah, they actually dropped it in like specific rooms. Like, cause she did like color coding labels. Like these green goes in this room, red goes in this room.
Good.
Yeah, just get a pack of duct tape of like multiple colors and then pick a color as like everything.
Just pop that on.
So
Kitchen
good.
was
It
red.
worked really well.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, you are officially residents of Minnesota.
We are.
You have the
Right.
license plates even, you said, yeah?
We have
Good,
license plates, yeah.
I just got my license this week. His is still coming.
Was that the too far away picture?
No, that was my last
Oh,
license
okay.
in St. Louis that
Okay.
did that. I'm still waiting for the one here.
Yeah.
I have the paper one in my pocket still.
Yeah.
We just got back yesterday that they didn't help me fill out the title thing right, so I have to redo the title thing. And I haven't got the license yet, and she has a license,
Yeah.
so I'm a bit jealous at the moment. But
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always interesting to like navigate a new DMV system and like where to go and we
They're
actually-
so helpful there, that.
It wasn't
it was
too
actually
bad.
a really nice
Oh, yeah.
situation. We went to
Yeah, which one did you go to?
the
Mall and Edina?
Southdale.
Oh, that is a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
really
pretty.
nice
It's
location.
like the glass walls
Yeah.
in it. It's a
Yeah.
pretty nice place, and they have I like they have a screen in there, and I thought it was like how long your wait is.
Yeah.
But it's all of the DMVs
Yeah.
in the Twin Cities, and it's like here's what the wait
Yeah.
is at every one.
Oh.
I've legit left
So you
and
could,
been
like,
like, I'm
be-
going to Minnetonka. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, yeah, because it'll tell you like Minnetonka has no one there.
Yeah.
The wait is 0. The wait here is an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay,
They should
It
get
is
a-
nice.
They should get a website that says that.
that would be much more helpful.
What? Yeah, like they have that
Yeah.
information, and it's not just like really easy to find.
You can also make an appointment, which we should have done.
Yeah, but
But-
appointments were like
We had to wait like
the
a month.
day before we went and got our licenses. The state government decided that out-of-state people no longer had to take tests to get your license.
August 1st. Yeah.
So
if
we
you-
had tests actually scheduled,
Scheduled.
and we were going to go in and get tests the night before. It was in the newspaper. Well,
We found it.
not
yeah.
in the newspaper, but on the online side of the newspaper that was like,
Yeah.
you don't have to take this test anymore as of tomorrow.
Wow.
And we're like, cancel that. We're going to the DMV tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Chris just did one. My girlfriend Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in July
Yeah.
got her
Yeah.
license
Ooh.
and
Yep.
had to do the test. That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
funny that she could have waited.
Yeah, August 1st was the like deadline. 'cause
She'll love to know
if
that.
you're
so
licensed
glad
in
that you
another
didn't have to
state.
for us.
Yeah.
The lady at the DMV goes, no, it's all really easy questions. It's like for when you get your permit, your learner's permit, questions like, how far behind a bicycle should you be at a stop sign? And I was like, oh, thank God I didn't.
Yeah.
How would I know that off the top of my head? 6
Yeah.
feet? I don't know. 8?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
No.
It's far enough that you can see their tires.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I've always heard stuff like that, but
That makes sense.
Sure.
whatever. That's crazy. Okay. So, what do you like the most about living in your neighborhood? In Hale Field.
Hale.
Hale.
But the school is like Hale and Field, so you see those
That's-
like, little
yeah.
signs.
Yep.
That's probably what you're, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the walkability. We talked about, being close to the beach and the creek and having like a nice place to walk the dog, and it's pretty quiet, airplane noise notwithstanding, but it's, just nice people.
chill.
Very
maybe.
chill.
Yeah.
Very chill.
Yeah, yeah, it's very, very easy to be outdoors in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful neighborhood, a lot of pretty houses and stuff when we walk the dog. A lot of cool areas you can get to adjacent to the neighborhood. Like just up Cedar, there's some good restaurants and bars. There's a good breakfast spot. It's a Hot Plate? Hot Plate is like super close. That's like within 5 minutes of us.
Nice.
It's like a breakfast and brunch spot that's really cool. And that's walking, not driving. There's a bike store. There's just all these little pockets of like little weird, and weird in a good way, but just weird to us because we're not used to it. Like, they're like 48th in Chicago is like,
It's a cool corner.
yeah, there's a corner there and like
Bunch of stuff.
Chicago Theater. What's it called?
Yeah.
Theater?
Parkway.
Parkway.
There's the
Yeah.
Parkway Theater there that shows old run movies. They have comedy. They have bands. There's different restaurants over there. I found a barber shop over there that was pretty awesome.
What's the coffee? Something Grounds?
Yeah.
Is it Common
Sacred
Grounds?
or something like that? No, I don't think it's common.
No, yeah, you're right.
I don't
It
know.
is something Grounds.
Yeah.
Someone in the comments will
I feel bad. I should know
answer.
that.
Yeah.
It's good though. I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool spot, but
And then there's other, like on the other side, the Nokomis Beach Coffee.
Yeah.
We've been to numerous times, even just
Super
like
cool.
visiting before. That's a great spot. And near there, Mellow Glaze Bakery, amazing donuts, like just a shockingly good donut.
Yeah.
Like just
And you guys seem to be a bit of a sugar connoisseur, so you guys know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Well, you walk in and the lady gives you a donut hole before you order. So like
Yeah,
you get a
smart.
bonus donut to whatever you're gonna order. I'm gonna go there often,
Yeah.
you know.
She's
Wow.
like, I've
That's
seen
my
you
style
3
place.
times today. So.
You need to buy
so
something.
it's one donut hole a day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Least favorite part about the neighborhood,
Oh,
not just about the cities.
I don't know if I have one.
It'd be super difficult. Yeah, I don't really have one. It's really easy to get to a lot of stuff, even to get to like Burbsy stuff, because Hale is like
Really close to Ridgefield.
and adjacent to Richfield. So like we can just pop down to a Target and be in like a little suburban area to go to stores or whatever if we need
True.
anything at like a Target or something like that, which is
Yeah.
cool. But it's far enough off that our neighborhood feels like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're still in the city. It's-
Yeah, it still
Yeah.
feels very city-like.
Well, we're supposed to be talking about things we hate.
I mean,
but-
airplane noise.
Yeah.
Is that
Right.
fair to say that's your
I
least favorite
guess,
thing?
yeah. I mean,
Probably.
You've really
I mean, if we're not
poo-pooed it,
talking
but-
about like full Minnesota stuff, because like
Oh.
I grew up with
it's here.
dumpsters, so like getting used to
Oh,
the trash
yeah.
situation of like recycling only getting picked up every 2 weeks, and you
Yes.
have to have your own bin. When you move here with like 111 boxes, I think was our last count. That's a pain to get 111 boxes every 2 weeks to marginally like pop a couple
Yeah.
out there.
That's a
True.
logistic nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
I learned how from the neighbor, but like it was just kind of a pain at
Yeah.
first. I kind of ended up liking the situation because you know they're going to come every Thursday. You know the recycling is going to recycling, and they are pretty prompt. So it ended up not being as much of a negative in the neighborhood, but it was at first it was like, I have a bunch of cardboard. Why can't you come get this?
Yeah.
Or why isn't there a dumpster I can just go throw it in instead of having to worry about it for a
Yeah.
while? But that's a very small gripe.
It's,
Like,
yeah, a very like specific.
yeah,
thing.
super specific.
It's just something to get used to.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. True.
You know, and I'm glad you don't have a bunch of gripes. You know,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's a good place to be. You know. Okay. Let me see.
I have a good one to ask.
Please.
What do you miss about where you came from? May I maybe say brown recluse, perhaps?
Yeah, I think we traumatized you with our story of brown recluses.
Maybe you
in
should
our-
tell it.
In our
Yeah.
yeah, so that's pretty common in
Well, we had a
Missouri
2-bed
and-
garage in St. Louis.
Yeah, we never really
didn't
used
use.
it because it was
already
infested with
had-
brown recluses, which is a pretty scary spider. And we tried to bomb it and have, you know, what are they called? I don't know.
The name of the
Pest-
company's like Rottler or whatever.
Yeah.
The pest control.
Pest
down
control,
there.
yeah. To come out, and they were basically like, no, it belongs to the spiders now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
That's Spider-Man.
They did everything they could. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of something in that area. But we told you guys. We
It's definitely stuck with me.
Made such an impression.
But I bet that's something you don't miss. But is there anything you do miss?
I don't miss the brown recluses. No. I mean, the obvious people. That's
Yeah.
kind of the biggest thing.
We had like the best neighborhood in the world back there in terms of neighbors. We had a group of probably by the end about 10 or so people that we would just hang out with all the time. And it started right before the pandemic. We started hanging out towards the end of summer before in 2019. And everybody got along, but you still had like all your normal stuff that you're doing, going out with your normal friends that you knew forever.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit and you didn't go out at all. And so these certain neighbors that we had just started a text group, and we were like, well, we're going to go crazy if we all just sit in our houses.
That's
so everybody got their
nice.
camping chairs, and just Friday and Saturday nights, we'd bring out Bluetooth speakers and tents and chairs, and we'd sit outside and hang out on Friday and Saturday nights.
I love that.
And then like, it was at first it was, I mean, everybody liked each other, but it was kind of a like, we can't go anywhere else, let's all hang out here. And then it was like, oh, we all really, really get along well. So we still have, like they still do a Christmas party. The mayor, Matt, and his wife, Christine, who are amazing people. And then,
He's not actually the mayor.
Oh.
he was the mayor of our block.
Yeah.
He was the
Oh,
one who
block
started
mayor.
getting everything
Okay.
together. We call him the mayor. And then they still have a Christmas party. But we had a couple, Jim and Melanie, across the street that we ended up going on it was our 5th anniversary last year, their 10th anniversary. So we went to Jamaica for 5 days together. And then like, there's just all these great friends that we had in the neighborhood. So that's missed.
And I mean, we both are from that area
Yeah.
since birth, basically, and have a ton of friends from all different points in our lives. So those folks were hard to, and our families,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, our moms,
Yeah.
who will watch this. So
Our
yes,
moms will
we
watch
also
us.
miss
We gotta
you,
shout out,
moms.
Hi, mom.
Give a shout out, yeah.
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 They said that before the podcast.
Yes, we did.
Let's just be clear, we miss our moms.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Well, hopefully all of those people come up and visit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
they actually are in the next month.
Yeah, so his
Starting
mom,
next
my
Tuesday,
mom,
yeah.
some friends. So yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be nice to
Sweet.
see people. But
And then hockey season started in St. Louis on Sunday, and so this was my first year not with these kids, and I had been with several of the same kids for the last 3 years, and so
Coaching.
yeah, coaching, not playing. Played for a 12U team last year. I was awesome.
Yeah.
He was the best.
But just being away from the rink and the other coaches that I was friends with, there's a guy named Matt that I've been coaching with for years. It's a great guy, and we still talk now every night after his evaluations, and
yeah,
Nice.
sort of seeing what kids are doing, what and how they're doing. And I've been texting with a lot of the parents and seeing how my old kids are doing. It's just sad being away from them, but that's more of a like they need to come here
Yeah.
than we need to go back there.
That's a them
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are fun, persuasive people. I bet you can get a few of them up here.
Yeah. They want me to start a winter camp.
Yeah.
They were joking about like, yeah, we can send our kids up to you in the winter. I was like, well,
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that I've quickly learned about y'all is that you have already experienced a lot of the Twin Cities, more than a lot of people do in a year, and you haven't lived here, and that's a good thing. But I'm curious if there are some places. I mean, you can just list as many. Like, what are some places that people should check out if they're visiting or once they're here?
oh wow,
Just some favorites.
yeah. So we recently did the Stone Arch Bridge, which is obviously a big attraction,
Yeah.
tourist spot, but highly recommend.
we hadn't done it before.
We hadn't done it, and we were kind of like we didn't understand the
There's
hype
a reason.
necessarily.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. And then we actually went into the Guthrie Theater. We kind of felt like we were gonna get kicked out at any moment, but no, it was
Yeah.
totally fine.
The yellow room.
You have no
Yeah,
tickets.
we went up to the yellow room. We went to the bridge to nowhere, whatever it's called. Great views of the
Bridge to
city.
nowhere. That's a good use.
I
Yeah.
think that's what it's called. It was amazing. We had no idea.
Yeah. No,
when we
it's
started the
beautiful
day.
views.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely beautiful views up there.
Like
That was
ruins.
really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Mill City
Mill
Ruins,
Museum.
really cool there, and a bunch of cool looking stuff around there. We didn't get to go into any restaurants or.
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's
but there's a ton of spots around
Yeah.
there. Like,
Yeah.
Great
I'm
spot
sure
for
there's great stuff there.
photos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a kid doing his senior photos.
There you go.
Did
Did you guys photobomb it? Yeah.
I wish. He was down on the shores of the Mississippi at one point, but he had started across the bridge over at the
Pillsbury
the
plant.
Pillsbury, like
Yeah.
the big white,
Yeah.
I guess like the
Flour mill,
Yeah.
silo.
Yeah.
yeah, like the big white things
But,
that
like,
are
the
right there
backside
off
of
of
it.
yeah, the silos or whatever.
Yeah. That's a
But
cool
then-
little area too. That like there's like an alley with
Yeah.
all the silos and stuff. Yeah.
Oh
had-
yeah. We always get the GPS always puts us down that.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
cool looking area, and then you turn the corner, and then there's St. Anthony, Maine.
Cobblestone Street.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh,
Just gorgeous.
so great.
Like,
Yeah.
Astor Cafe for sure. I'd stop in and have a drink and a bite to eat there.
Yeah.
That's a great place. There's a cool looking theater next door to that that we didn't get to
St.
go to.
Anthony,
It looks
Maine,
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that looks great. 40th in Chicago, I would for sure go to.
Like the
Town
hummus, of
Hall
course.
Tap Room is right there. Town Hall Tap Room is
Yeah.
right at 40th in Chicago. We haven't been in there, but their salads we got to go, and their salads are shockingly awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a little
Townhouse Tap
pub.
Room
Like,
salads.
why would you have great
Yeah.
salads? I don't know, but they do.
Why
Buffalo
not?
chicken salad, right? It was.
Yeah, I
think
don't
that's what I
remember. You may have had
No,
that.
I got a
right?
steak
like a
salad. You
Caesar
got
or
it,
something. Yeah.
Very
I mean,
good.
With our stuff being just delayed for so long, we had a lot of takeout nights.
Yeah, because we had no,
We had no
kitchen
kitchen,
utensils, so like
stuff.
just
Oh.
go
Yeah.
out to eat at lunch and dinner every day.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm
We have
gonna
like a
try that
whole
place out.
list. We
Yeah.
actually, and like next to Town Hall is Sidecar.
Sidecar.
It's like related.
Yeah.
Awesome bar, amazing cocktails.
Yeah, very good
But we
cocktails.
ended up sitting at the bar and talking to these two ladies that were there. They were neighbors and just like there for a drink. And they gave us, I just have like this huge list in my
Mm-hmm.
notes of just like, you need to go here, you need to go here, like check this out. This place is really cool. So we try and chat up locals and get their opinions on like where to try next.
I have a feeling you guys
And then we have to tell the
make
locals
friends
we're gonna.
faster than most,
Yeah.
which is great to get the inside scoop.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing that you hear before you move up here is like it's hard to make friends, but I don't think that's anything that has to do with here.
Yeah.
I think that it's more of everybody's adults and has friends already
Yeah.
because you're adults.
Yeah.
And also, there's sometimes a weird stigma about adults talking to other adults
Totally.
out at a bar or whatever. But like, I don't
It's a
know.
personality too.
I think it's
Yeah.
just an adult thing. Like it's hard to make friends as an adult.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are gonna be better at it than other people.
But if you're at a place, people are having drinks, hopefully it's a more social environment, and then you're outgoing and engaging, and
Yeah.
If instead of sitting at a two-person table, we're that kind of like socially, it's
Yeah.
weird to look across at it to like, if we're sitting at a table and they're sitting at a table, it's weird to be like, so how's the dinner?
yeah.
But if we're all sitting at a
Yeah.
bar with each other,
Yeah,
then it's
totally
just
fine.
kind of like you're at the bar. You talk to people at
Yeah.
the bar.
Yeah.
That's fine. So
You're
we
all
tend to sit at the
equals
bar a
at that
lot.
point. Yeah.
You also like, we went to Kaluna, if I'm saying that right.
I think so.
Phenomenal place, great drinks, great food, just an incredible restaurant.
Beautiful building.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
we
God,
want to go
it's
back and like
gorgeous.
sit on the patio.
Yeah.
But
we just went like last minute.
we went without reservations, so
Yeah.
then you have to sit at the bar.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple sitting around the curl of the bar from us because we were right on the end. And that couple, the guy was a server at, I forget what it was,
Muriel?
Muriel,
Yeah.
a very small place in St. Paul, I think. It's like a very fancy little French restaurant. So he was giving us that restaurant, and then a bunch of other little restaurants like that. There were little fancy restaurants that he knew about because of.
Cool.
And so, but yeah, I mean, Wooden Ship Brewing, even like Surly's big, but definitely worth going to. Surly's awesome. Indeed is
O'Shaughnessy's
great.
We loved.
O'Shaughnessy's patio
That's
is
cool.
incredible.
That's awesome.
The food is so much better than it should be at
Yeah.
a distillery. The drinks are wonderful. NA drinks along with their
The mocktails.
their
Yeah.
mocktails are
Yeah.
really. There's a ton of places up here with great mocktails though, and most of the distilleries that we've been to have had. Earl Giles had great mocktails as
They
well,
did.
right?
Yeah, we went there. That was
Nice.
fun. A lot of plants.
Did Norseman have good mocktails?
They had a smaller selection.
But still decent for what they had.
Yeah, yeah.
The other stuff at Norseman is very
Yeah.
good, from what I remember.
Which wasn't doing mocktails.
No.
Norseman's
They-
awesome.
they
though.
were that
Norseman's really
good.
cool.
Yeah.
That was a cool spot
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that was the night of the Aquatennial, so we could actually see the fireworks. And one of the bartenders was like in the like door, it was nice that they could have like their like garage door kind of things open.
Yeah.
He was like standing, he's like, guys, the fireworks. It was like the most joy I've ever seen on somebody's face.
Oh,
I was just
nice.
like, all right, cool.
Prize is cool, which
Prize is
if
great,
you buy
yeah.
through to the Twin Cities, you'll probably see the patio with Prize.
Yeah.
You know, doing the meetups. Prize is awesome. Got to still learn how to feather bowl.
Yeah.
That thing
Yeah,
in the
I've never
back,
done
that
that.
big wooden
Yeah.
rollers. Prize is really great. We started because we're way older than we look, I guess. We joined the Lucky Shots
He likes to
Pickleball
think
Club.
that. Yeah.
There's a ton of young people that play pickleball, which is kind of shocking. I was
Oh, it's
hoping to be one of the
popular now.
youngest, but I am not. But yeah, we started doing that up in the Northeast, which is cool. Which, yeah, just a bunch of cool spots in the Northeast too. Like, you know, you get out of your own neighborhood and find restaurants and stuff up. What did we go to last time?
Hazel's?
Hazel's.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for brunch.
Hazel's in Northeast.
It was
for brunch.
delicious.
Very,
Yeah.
very good.
Paul's a big
Paul
fan.
approves.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hazel's was
super
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
After 3 hours of getting, knocked around on a pickleball court
Yeah.
by 70-year-olds, I
Lick your wounds.
just served those
They
waffles.
crushed us.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question that's not even on here, but I'm curious to know, since you guys are foodies, best French fries. Where have you gone to
Oh.
have the best French fries?
You're not really a French fry guy.
No, but if they're good, I like them a lot.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know.
While you're thinking, I'm going to shout out the Kenwood.
The Kenwood.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta add that to my
It's
list.
like an appetizer of fries, and
Yeah.
it's like
Where's the Kenwood at?
in Kenwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good place for it to be.
Yeah, in the Kenwood neighborhood. It's like super close to Lake of the Isles.
Okay,
it's a
so they're
very
good
cool.
friends.
It's a
Yeah.
sweet restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like chef driven, small,
Yeah.
bougie but not crazy, not like opulent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, a block and a half from Lake of the Isles, and tucked in a neighborhood, like very unassuming.
Wow,
Well,
nice.
I wouldn't call the neighborhood unassuming, but it's a
Yeah,
fancy
yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't expect an awesome restaurant to be right there.
My two
Very
shout outs
cool.
for French fries, I'd say Moto E in Uptown, which is a Thai food place. You would not expect
Oh.
great French fries. And then Francis Burger over here in
Oh.
Northeast. Paul, also big fan. The seasoning they put on them is just something, oh, so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you guys?
Ooh. We had Parlor Burger this past weekend. Their food truck. And
Oh,
those
yeah.
fries were pretty
Those fries
good.
were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those fries were good.
We got like a ton. We like split them, and I was like,
I'm trying to think
a
of
whole
where we
bag
else
of
got
them.
There was somewhere else that had fries that were good, but I don't remember where it was. Was it Earl Giles? Did we have fries at Earl Giles?
I don't think so.
No.
Well,
All
if
right.
you think of it,
Yeah.
we'll come
Oh,
back to it.
Put it in the
and-
comments.
Painted Turtle, the new place down at Lake
Yes.
Nokomis that's open for, I'm guessing the summer. I guess they're seasonal. I don't really know.
They got
but-
waffle fries, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their food is good. Their owner is a sweetheart, and she's been very awesome with us since we moved here.
Yeah.
They also own
Jog.
the dog bar
Park.
park.
Oh, the dog park like brewery? I don't
Yeah.
even know what it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah. We need to go.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
we've been meaning
That
to
would be good.
take
I
our
want to say
dog over
Unleashed,
there.
but I think that's like actually the name of somewhere to take a dog for kenneling in
That's
Okay.
St. Louis, yeah.
Yes.
It's something like
Yes.
that. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, she's very sweet and she's
Unleashed.
Is it Unleashed?
Unleashed?
Who,
Unleashed Hops and Hounds, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Boom.
sorry. Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, but she was very sweet, and their stuff over at Painted Turtle has been. We have walked over and gotten sundaes after dinner far too
Yeah.
often. But you know, if you're walking, you
You're burning those
deserve a
calories.
sundae, right? Like you walked all the way over there and then walked back. You can have a sundae.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it balances out. It's like, oh, I just burned it off. So
Yeah, exactly.
while you're walking
Yeah.
on a treadmill.
Yeah.
You've seen the podcast, so you probably know this. This is a thought experiment. Maybe you haven't explored enough nuance of the metro or the cities to know this, but you have two hypothetical choices. One is to take your current home, the four walls and the roof, and move it to your dream location within the Twin Cities or in Minnesota. Or you can take your dream home and put it on the lot that your house currently sits on. What would you do?
So we have discussed this at length. I
They
think.
came prepared.
Yeah.
Like, don't blow this one.
We did homework.
I do think that we would take our current location and put our dream house on it, if it would fit in the lot. we just really love the location. Not that our house isn't great, but we just really love the location. So
Yeah, it's
we
like you
wouldn't
got to
wanna-
do one of them. So
Yeah.
what would
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. We do have like our house crush in the neighborhood where it's just the most amazing house, way out of our price range.
It'd
and
be
was
like a 6-house move.
not even
Like
on.
we'd move like just around the corner
Yeah.
and face the lake.
I love that house crush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing, and we love it, and we like want to become friends with them. But it's
Yeah.
that would be kind of the best of both worlds. Dream
Giant
house,
yard, the pool.
sort of the same location, but yeah,
Looks like a John Hughes movie house.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
Then you know it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. You agree?
Oh yeah, by
Okay.
far, yeah. Just being that close, like it would be hard. The not to disparage any other lakes, and we haven't been to plenty of other lakes. There are plenty of other lakes we need to go to, but the beach at Nokomis is really nice. The water is really nice. There's a lot of people with little sailboats out on it. There's people fishing out on it, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding. If I ever could not fall on one, I'm gonna try that. The swan boats,
Yes.
like also, and then the U.S. National Pond Hockey Championships are on Lake Nokomis
Yes.
in January.
They
So
are.
like, it's just year round. I want to be by that lake,
Yeah,
Yeah.
big fan.
and so it's cool to be. I mean, it'd be awesome to face the lake, to like look
Oh,
out
yeah,
the
sure.
living room window and see the lake, but not enough that I would move our house like 4 blocks over to see the lake
Sure.
Yeah.
instead of just putting like. And we like our house a lot.
Yeah.
Like there wouldn't be a ton that I would do other than just like throw on like a room that we could put pinball in or something like that. It'd be like ridiculous rooms. Like we don't really need anything else.
I remember
We have
touring
it.
your house and being like, this is one of the coolest houses I've seen.
Yeah, it's
a really
fantastic.
unique
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, and we've
And we didn't have to do the work to it. That was the best part. Like somebody already put in the work.
we just we're painting and putting our
Making
stuff
it
in
your
it.
own.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
nothing major.
Okay. Now, another thought experiment. You have to move somewhere else in the Twin Cities or in Minnesota. Where do you go?
Oh,
Not move your current house. You just have to move.
yeah.
I've said that like Duluth seems cool. Like we actually haven't spent more than like 4 hours in Duluth, but Duluth does seem cool. Grand Marais seems cool.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I have specifically lived in a city my entire life, so
Something
or
tells
at
me
least
y'all
city
would get
adjacent.
bored.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
I love it up
Yeah.
there, but I think you'd be like,
Duluth. At least you would have like some university sports to go to and
Yes.
some like concerts and stuff like that.
yeah.
Grand Marais would be a lot of driving on the weekends
Yeah.
to go. So I'd rather just drive to Grand Marais on the weekend.
I definitely cannot hack their winter. We follow the lady who
Oh, yeah,
runs
yeah.
Java Moose, and the stuff that she posts in like January.
Oh, and the
Crazy.
having to buy the masks for the
Oh,
mosquitoes
the
in
mosquito
summer,
net
too. I don't
hat.
know if you'll
Yeah.
pull it off.
No. Yeah.
She'll probably just the chess house. If we had to move anywhere else, live in the chess house.
There's a house
With the
along.
dog and the cat?
No, but we
not the
saw
one across
that,
from Kaluna.
which
Not
is
the one across
amazing.
from Kaluna. Yeah, that one's crazy.
Okay.
No, it's a house along. Was it?
I don't know if it's Harriet or Budemakaska. I think it's
it was.
Budemakaska.
Yeah, and they're like up higher. So
Like the ones that are on the hill that can see downtown
Yes.
from their like.
Yes, but
Over
at the
by Lake of the
bottom-
Isles.
Yes,
Yeah.
but at the bottom of the hill, the bottom of their property along the sidewalk is this little like it's this grand staircase coming down.
Stone
and, like,
staircase that comes down.
a little
yeah.
like alcove where they have like a bench, two
I know what you're talking
benches,
about.
and like a table that's a chessboard, and they just
Yes.
have chess pieces on it, and
There's
there's
just a
anyone
sign
can
that says
stop
a little
and
plaque
play.
that's like
Right, yeah.
sit down and play a game or
Yes.
something.
Yeah,
That's so cute. That's
Yeah.
like,
It's
yeah.
over by you.
Yeah, there's one
Yes.
right by me that just says like, it has a bench and it says free parking. You know, it's
Oh,
like
that's
if you're walking around here, just like sit
Yeah.
in our bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
very cool.
So cute. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
a cute area
That house
too,
is
yeah.
sick though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are amazing houses.
Yeah, pretty cool houses.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if I would know what to do with all of that house
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
If
Clean
you
it.
if you can own that house, you can afford to have it cleaned for you.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Now our favorite part, right?
Yeah, which I think you're fairly prepared for, but I'm going to try to make it hard on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to play a
We're
little
ready.
game called How Minnesotan Are You?
Perfect.
You're familiar. You've talked about it at the meetups. Oh! So we're going to give you some questions. You answer them to the best of your ability, honestly. And I'll see if we can't throw you for a loop or two here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, that was a loop or two.
A loop or two, okay, tater tot hot dish, okay?
Yeah. So we'll start easy. Have you been to the state fair?
Yes.
You've already said that on this podcast,
Yeah.
but yeah. Have you been multiple times in one season?
Not yet.
Okay.
We have tickets for 2 separate days this year.
Okay, it's gonna happen.
We're ready.
Okay. Have you been to the state fairgrounds for anything other than the state fair?
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you go for?
We went to the kickoff to the state fair. So it's a little
When
bit
we were up for
cheating.
closing.
Pre-season state
The
fair,
pre-season.
basically.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cute. It,
It's
like
very fun, yeah.
Cookies.
not everywhere was open, but we are talking about going to
Yeah, we're
the
gonna go to
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest in,
Yeah.
I think it's like the first weekend in October. A good buddy of mine's coming up, and he actually told me about it.
Sweet.
He's like, yeah, Oktoberfest is on the state fairgrounds. Like, okay, cool, let's go.
Very cool. Do you have a favorite food at the state fair? Probably independently.
Yeah, I think we're always into the like new foods. We get excited when they like release the list.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about the pickle, whatever.
Yeah,
the pickle pizza.
Yuck. Yeah.
Oh,
no, the
pizza.
pizza sounds okay.
The
But
pickle pizza was absolutely fire.
pickle popsicle?
Yeah,
Oh,
this year
no,
they had
that's-
pickle
yeah,
popsicle.
that's
Not trying
a
that.
bridge too
no.
far.
Yeah.
No, the pickle pizza is amazing. The pickle beer is also amazing.
Was
Well,
R.I.P. Tin Whiskers.
agreed. But we actually like went to the Tin Whiskers like tap room the year after we had it at the fair because we were like so obsessed with this.
Well, it was COVID year,
Dill
so there
pickle
wasn't a
Kolsch.
fair. So
Yeah.
we went to because they had it at the tap room in honor of the fair being canceled
Yeah.
that year.
Yeah.
Which we also flew from St. Louis. I mean, we had other stuff to do, but we got tickets to the canceled state fair because of COVID, where it was just a drive-through of the food.
Oh, yes.
I would be shocked if anyone from further than Missouri flew up to drive the state fair for the food that year.
I bet you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely are high up on the list. Anyway. Okay.
Amazing.
This one is far out there. If I were to say 5'5", how would you answer?
55?
No. Do you know the answer to this?
Well, yeah, zip code.
5'5", 417. That's
or
Hale,
five
anyway.
fives, yeah.
That is
that-
that is
Yeah.
our
You'll get used to that. People go 5'5", and
Is-
you'll know what the
Is
answer
that like a college calling out like the first 3 letters?
No,
and the
it's
rest
like
call
somebody.
back
Yeah,
the other
it's
3?
not
Yeah.
that unlike that, but it's like you're at you're giving somebody your address, and you're
They
like
know it's
whatever,
Minnesota,
123
5'5".
Main Street, and they're
Yeah.
like Minneapolis,
So it's the
and they're like
whole state
5'5".
5'5"?
Pretty much. There's some 5'6".
More
but,
rural 5'6",
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh.
if you're anywhere in the metro, they'll be like 5'5",
All right.
417.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
The DMV let us down. They should have had
They
us
really
ready.
did.
Yeah.
Should have
They'd be
prepared
like,
you
you're
for
not
this.
allowed here.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a winter beater?
No.
Are you familiar?
No.
Okay, so it's just a crappy car that you drive around. Like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Usually that means you have like a car you really care about. Typically, or
Okay.
We've
like
seen
a fancy
a
car.
shocking amount of those up here, and always have conversations about like, what does that guy do with that like '60s convertible?
Drives a beater.
Yeah.
Or, well, I mean, or a
Well-
Makes
sick
sense,
car,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
a normal car. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Have you ever had hot dish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you had bars?
Ooh.
Yes to both, but both are cheating answers.
Okay, why?
Because once we learned, well, she makes lemon bars.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Sure.
we
Those
haven't
exist,
necessarily
yeah.
had them up here. I don't know if we have. And then when we decided we were going to move here, I made tater tot hot dish.
Oh my god,
so,
cute.
I think that's
Yeah.
not cheating. That's
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
legitimate.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you had hot dish and bars on the same day?
No.
no.
A truly,
It's,
yeah, a truly Minnesotan experience.
Wow.
That would cause us both to use the kitchen in the same day,
Yeah.
which might be a little too much chaos.
Yeah.
Or be at some event where there's like a whole slew of things.
Yeah.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is, have you experienced the Minnesota goodbye?
Oh, yeah.
You have.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Probably at our meetups.
So
Probably a
wh-
perpetrator. Of
yeah, whereas like, you start your goodbyes, and then how long do you
I
till
think
you
that's
actually
kind
get
of
out
a
of there?
Midwestern thing too.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Oh, getting out of family Christmases. Like,
Oh my
this-
gosh,
yeah.
yeah. You start saying goodbye
Yeah.
30 minutes before you actually
Yeah.
want to leave.
Somehow you've opened another drink.
Well, that's on you.
And a brand new topic.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah, exactly.
You gotta have that like music that they do at the award shows to like wrap it up. You're
yeah.
like, we're
yeah.
outta
Okay, we're
here.
getting played off.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you driven on a lake?
No.
Okay. Have you walked on a frozen lake?
Yes.
Yes.
But not here, actually.
Not
Okay.
here yet. Yeah, we haven't been here in winter yet.
Have you dug a hole in a frozen lake?
No.
No.
Okay. So you haven't chainsawed a frozen lake.
Definitely not.
I don't think I've chainsawed anything yet.
No.
Okay.
I said yet. This is hopeful.
Yeah, yet. You can't wait. Have you? How many times? How often do you say "we need it" while it's raining?
I thought it multiple times.
Yeah.
That may also be a Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. It's also just kind of like a grown-up thing. Like
Yeah.
An old
Yeah.
person thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we need it.
Yeah, we need it.
It comes with a pair of New Balances.
Well, because you're looking at your lawn and you're like,
Grassy.
do I really need to water? Like, we need this rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, is this a Midwest thing or a Minnesota thing? You're in a store, it's tight quarters, and you say, can I just squeeze by you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I think pretty Midwestern.
Yeah?
I think it's like the like extreme level.
If you get the accent in it, then it becomes Minnesotan.
Okay.
If it starts with
yeah.
ope,
Oh, yeah.
that's a big one.
See, that's it.
Yeah, have you guys had
Ope
any
has been-
slips of
We
ope or
definitely
Oh no,
Sales.
it already.
Yeah, we already
There's a guy
did, yeah.
back in St. Louis like 4 years ago. I bought a guy an ope shirt because that was every other word he said.
I like that.
Yeah.
Scooch. You ever say
Oh, yeah,
scooch?
scooch.
A little
I have
scooch
said
right by you?
scooch.
Okay.
Yeah. Or scooch over, usually.
Scooch
Oh,
over,
scooch
yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Scooch right by you. You ever said a
Yeah.
skosh? You ever asked for a skosh or something?
Like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not used it myself, but I am aware of it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Put that in the lexicon. Throw it out at a party, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means knee high by the 4th of July?
Corn.
Okay.
There you go.
Which is pretty Midwest.
See, I grew up in Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I know
okay.
from that. Like,
it goes.
don't even start.
I didn't say it. You did that to yourself.
It's true.
Do you have any strong opinions about Caribou coffee, one way or the other?
I wouldn't say strong feelings. What?
We were buying it in St. Louis at Deerberg's.
Yeah. They started carrying the ground coffee at
We
the
got
grocery
very
store,
excited.
and I was excited for the Minnesota connection. But
Okay.
Nice.
it's good. It's fine. But I have not been to a Caribou since we've moved up here.
Okay.
So
There's too many good local
Yeah.
Yeah.
places. But we'd go there before a Starbucks, I would guess.
yeah.
Fair.
Sorry to ruin your Starbucks endorsement.
Nope,
but
that's okay. What's the coldest wind chill you've experienced?
negative 30?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's good.
Yeah,
Hockey
yeah.
coach.
That's
You're
a
gonna-
good number.
you're gonna be able to hang here.
Wisconsin.
I was in shorts and a t-shirt standing outside of the hotel in the Dells and like negative 30. You weren't with me on that.
I
trip.
know.
Some people have never even experienced a wind chill. Like, they've never heard it,
Yeah.
like called a wind chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be a
We-
certain
yeah.
level of cold and a certain level of windy.
Yeah,
But-
we get wind chill in St. Louis, and then I went to University of Illinois in Champaign, and they have nothing but wind. There's not a lot in Central Illinois to block the
Lake
wind.
Michigan. Is it still Lake Michigan kicking it down?
No, well, I won't say it, but there was a joke about why, and it,
Oh.
it was disparaging to Indiana and Iowa. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the how many of these items do you own?
You feel free to do that one.
Ooh. I like
All
it.
right. Do you have any clothing purchased from Fleet Farm or Menards?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, one day for Christmas, someone will buy it for you. A flannel button-up.
Yes.
Lots.
Okay. Okay. Good. Canoe paddle.
Yes.
For Christmas the other year, Jill bought one for decoration for me and painted it for me to put on my office wall.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Good creative. Snowblower.
No. We
Not
probably need
yet.
to buy one.
I haven't seen one yet. Is there
Okay.
like a season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't carry them in the
Typically.
summer.
Yeah.
But they just move them in the back.
Definitely pretty big.
Let's see. Gophers hockey jersey.
Oh.
Shirts, not jerseys.
Shirts, not jerseys. Okay. I was gonna say you guys have your sports gear, Minnesota sports gear, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, currently on your head.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is true. Let's see. Twins baseball cap. You have your Twins?
No.
No
Do you have a
Twins
St.
stuff
Paul
yet?
Saints?
I do have a
St.
St.
Paul
Paul Saints hat, the pig one.
Okay.
See, the
Nice.
STP makes the pig because they
Yeah.
have the ball pig.
Yes.
Their games are more, we don't have cable, so their games are more accessible. They play on like
Love that.
CW or whatever, so you can watch them on Hulu. You can't watch the Twins unless you're at a bar if you have
Yes.
Hulu.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
I know Jess is a big fan of these. I think Red Wing boots.
No.
no.
Okay.
But we've heard good things.
Yeah.
They're cool.
They make them
Yeah.
here.
Is that your winter of choice?
I don't wear them that often. Like I've owned a pair, but yeah, they take forever to break in. They're like rock hard,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they last forever.
Yeah.
And I can't do the 2-year break-in period.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Minnesota State Park season pass.
No,
Yes.
but you bought the
No, but
license
yes.
plate.
Okay, so now you can
Yeah.
go into any
Yeah,
state
was
park.
it
parks.
the Parks and
That is a-
Streams or something like
Yeah.
that license plate that you
Good.
get? Into
What
the
design did
state-
you get?
The Parks and Stream one's just set.
Oh, okay,
The
it
critical
is.
habitats, all the.
That's when you can pick.
I was gonna get the loon and the critical habitat
Okay.
or the moose, but
Okay.
those don't get you into the state parks.
Got
Just
you.
the Parks and Stream one does. So I went with that one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, we already said anything with the words UFTA or OP on it. You've already purchased that.
Yes, I purchased that for someone else. I don't know
Yeah.
if we own. Do you own
I don't think so.
You still bought one, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I think I have a sticker on my
it? Oh,
other
you
water
definitely do
bottle.
on your
that
water
says
bottle.
Oak.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Love that. Do you know what a Minnesota standoff is?
Stop sign.
Yeah.
Sure. It can be a
Yeah.
stop sign or even going into a store, you know? Oh, no, you go. No, you go. No, you
Oh,
go.
yeah, yeah.
No, you go.
We actually had
Waving
one of
through.
those at Home Depot the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
Home Depot's prime Minnesota standoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so much big stuff.
Yeah.
that's getting in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
You ever call it pop?
Absolutely not.
Never.
Never. That's a hard pass.
Have you had Old Dutch potato chips?
Yes.
Have you had top potato?
No.
No.
Well, it's a fine piece of cuisine you should probably try out.
Is that a potato chip flavor, or is that
It's
like
a dip.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like dips.
You can
Well,
find
well,
them in gas stations. You know, swing by a Holiday, you can grab one. Yeah, they're everywhere.
If someone said duck, duck, gray duck.
So we have figured that out.
Okay.
The first time we were at the fair, we were like, "What is the deal with all the rubber ducky shirts?" Like,
in our
what?
best Seinfeld voice.
Do it,
What's the
do it.
deal?
What is the deal? I don't have a Seinfeld voice.
He's here
Yeah.
right now, by
Oh.
the way.
Yeah, he's at.
State Theater?
Nope. I just saw Sigur Rós last night at State Theater. It was sick.
The stage looked gorgeous.
It was very cool.
There's a shocking amount of really cool theaters up here too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Like there's just lots of different-
Historic, cool.
Yeah.
Orpheum. He might be at Orpheum. I
Yes.
can't remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It was like right down the street from there. But
Yeah.
you ever been to Brainerd?
Not yet.
You've been to Wabasha?
Nah,
Don't say all
no.
the names, then we gotta quiz them.
You got those
Let's
on
quiz
there?
them. Okay.
All right, we got
Oh,
a pronunciation test.
We
Oh.
actually we have a saved resort that I think is in Brainerd that's on
Yeah.
the list of like a weekend trip for next year or so.
Up there in Brainerd.
I think Madden's is that where we have Madden?
There's just so many that I
Yeah.
don't know, to be honest. Cross Lake or Brainerd or something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so these are cities in Minnesota
Oh,
that are
no.
a little hard, and we'll put the name on the screen so everyone can say them. But here's your first one.
Bemidji.
How do you say it?
Bemidji.
Bemidji.
Okay, you did good.
Good.
Ding. We'll get a sound effect in there. Okay,
They have
good.
an NCAA hockey
Big
team.
Bemidji.
That was kind of a cheat.
Bemidji State fans. Oh. Aitken?
Aitken?
Aiken. The T
Aiken.
is.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, man.
that was good. That was
Like-
close. Oops.
My back is.
Aiken.
Yeah. Okay.
Faribault.
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 Faribault?
Faribault.
Oh.
Okay.
We have a blanket from them.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse said you may or may not have pronounced this one wrong the other day, but
Oh, and I forget how to say it.
We were saying
Three
Eli,
letters.
but it's. Oh, he said it.
I know. I was
Remember-
thinking about it. Yeah, I was literally
Ely.
thinking about it yesterday.
Ely.
Ely.
Ely,
Yeah,
there you
Ely.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Good job.
okay,
the
we've got
fish.
3 more.
Shakopee.
Shakopee. Is it Shakopee?
Shakopee.
Shakopee.
Shock, like
Ah.
Shakopee. Okay, that's a good one.
Wayzata?
Wayzata?
Yeah, it was closer. Wayzata.
I'm the one who watched the video.
Wayzata.
I should have been
All
better.
right, this is supposedly the hardest one to pronounce.
Uh-oh. Mohammadi?
Yeah.
Chris, come on, give it a go.
Matomadi?
Closer.
I'm trying to think of a different way to say it than what you said.
The most absurd way you could think of.
Matmidi. We'll leave out the O.
Yeah,
Okay.
close. Matamirai.
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 Okay. Oh yeah, clearly. Yeah, that's that's my bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Good job, though. I mean, I feel like you guys got more.
I was really hoping
most
Afton
would
was going to be
getting.
on there.
Which one?
Afton.
Oh, Afton.
Too easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask some quick ones. You ever use the outdoors as a refrigerator?
Yes.
Oh, all the time.
Okay, it's a great
That is a
moment.
good one, yeah.
Ever sat in a giant Adirondack chair?
Yes.
But in Florida.
Yeah.
Just like a weird.
It counts, but I don't like it. Have you ever witnessed a fight at a hockey game
Oh yeah.
between parents?
No comment.
Yeah, I have so many yeses to that. Like I grew up with
Being
season
the
tickets to
hockey
Blues
guy.
games. I was in the upper deck of Blues games in the 80s. So I saw plenty of adults fighting in the upper deck of Blues games in the 80s because
Yeah.
that's how sports were back then.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm a youth hockey coach. So yes, I've seen plenty of parents fight at youth hockey games as well.
Oh, man.
Isn't that crazy? It's like a kid checks a kid or something, and then like the parents are
Yeah,
fighting
some
over
dads
it.
are- Last year, one of the teams at our organization, the 10 and under team, so depending on what time of the year it was, and I think it was towards the beginning to middle of the year, so the kids are 8 and 9 years old, some of them might have already turned 10. We're at a tournament in Evansville, Indiana, and they ended up fighting. The kids fought the parents from the other team.
Oh.
8 and 9 year olds, because the parents stood outside of the kids' locker room and were heckling them when they came in.
Wow.
And one of the little kids threw.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was not there for that, but I was
Yeah. Luckily, that
secondhand
was
told
not
about
your
it, and I was
team.
like, that is wild.
That is wild. Okay, you ever driven a Zamboni?
This is also kind of a cheat. One of my first jobs was a rink attendant. So yeah, when I was 16, was not good at it. I would not highly recommend giving someone who just got a license the ability to drive a Zamboni.
Oh, man.
Seems
A
you should
big
know how to
and
drive a car
complicated
better
vehicle,
first. Yeah.
Okay.
But have you? So if you're, kind of like you're in Minnesota now, you're like I'm living here, and someone mentions the Mighty Ducks. Do you have that same sort of puff that chest up, proud moment yet?
No, those movies are fine, but they're kind of like
That's
Oh,
a little
boy.
judgy,
Oh,
but he's a
boy.
hockey guy, so it makes sense.
they're fine. The hockey just sucks in it. It's not like Youngblood or
Right.
like a hockey movie or Miracle where the hockey looks like hockey. Like it's all like goofy. So as a kid, I didn't love them that much because I was like, that's not.
Okay.
They're fun. Like they're
Yeah.
fun movies and stuff, and I do enjoy that. Like now you like see the lakes and stuff and
Yeah.
see the skyline and stuff. That makes it better, but it was
Yeah.
never really my jam.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair.
I don't think. I mean, I have a sense of pride about them, but not because they're great films.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Grumpy Old Men.
I actually have not seen that
Wow.
before.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Oh, I know they're on the list, but yeah, I'm sad to say I've not watched them yet.
Yeah, you can walk around some neighborhoods in St. Paul, and boom, there's the houses
Oh, that's cool.
of that the guys, that they shot it at.
Nice.
Do you or anybody you know own? Sorry, do you or anybody you know own a jar full of rocks?
Any more?
Yet, yeah.
You have that, like, oh, that might be seashells. That,
I
like,
do have
pineapple,
seashells, yeah, and I also have a jar full of marbles, but not rocks.
Okay.
The beaches rocks.
We'll talk to you guys in about
Yeah.
year and a half after a couple trips to the league.
I'm not above
have a
like I'm not
couple
above a cool
rocks
smooth
that I-
rock.
yeah.
Everybody loves a
Yeah.
smooth rock.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you feel any type of animosity towards any of the following? The Dallas Stars.
yeah.
Okay. Why?
The Blues are in the Central Division as well. I hate Dallas.
But not because they used to be the North
The
Stars.
North Stars, yeah.
well, no,
Okay, not because they're traitors. Okay.
Yeah.
Gary Anderson.
no, but I get why you guys hate him.
Okay. The state of Wisconsin
No.
They kind of really like Madison.
we
It's a
kinda
pretty
like
cool city.
Wisconsin,
It's a lot of
yeah.
fun.
or the state of Iowa.
It's just I feel bad. Like I don't know how you could like hate Iowa.
That
There's
Midwest
like,
nice.
I don't
like
think
what are
about
you
them
gonna
at
hate
all,
about Iowa?
honestly.
Like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's, like you can hate Kansas for like Kansas is like super nothing, and there's like kind of awful.
And Missouri and
That's
Kansas
Iowa's
is
close
not
to
it.
a thing.
Yeah.
Iowa's the same thing. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The first time I was in Iowa was when we drove up here.
No offense to the great state of Iowa.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Some shockingly cool stuff when we drove through Iowa. Was it Cedar Rapids that I accidentally missed the exit and drove into a little downtown area? It was really cute. Yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
Midwest
guess we were
has some
told about,
cool,
like-
cute little towns. don't
Yeah,
they?
there's like apparently a whole biking event across Iowa that we learned about the other night. That sounds cool.
I
so-
know of this. It's got a weird name. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember
It's
what
like
the
the
name was.
something or other. But
Yeah.
Yeah. But that sounded cool.
River to
so,
river. Yeah.
They have lots of good runs here. I think the Twin Cities Marathon's coming up here, isn't it?
I don't know.
Shortly, I believe. Grandma's
Grandma's
Marathon up in
Marathon's a
Duluth.
good
That's a
one,
big
too.
one.
The Y just had a women's triathlon. The YWCA
In Lake
just had
Nokomis.
at
Oh,
Lake
yeah.
Nokomis
Yes,
the
yes,
other
they
weekend.
do have a
So
fair
it was
amount of
pretty
those
cool.
types of
Yeah, it
swims.
was
Yep.
a sprint, but yeah, I mean, it was like hundreds of people.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it was very
Huge
large.
turnout.
Have you guys spent time on the water at Nokomis yet?
We did the swan boats.
You did? How
Yeah.
was that?
It was fun. It was fun.
Adorable.
When we started, I thought I was contributing, and apparently I was not.
No.
She's going backwards.
I was like moving my pedals, but it just like not hard enough. I don't know.
She didn't know you actually had to like put some leg into it, so she was just like lightly putting leg in it, and I'm over here like sucking wind. Like, oh,
like, "Why
this
is
is
this
really
so
different. She's like,
hard?"
really? And then she put some leg into it, and I was like, oh my god, no, if we both do this is okay. Now this is better.
We rented kayaks.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Did that just like one day after work, which was great.
We've been waiting for the state fair for purchasing kayaks and
Ah,
kayaks or
Possibly.
stand-up paddleboards because
Yeah.
there are certain companies that sell them at the state fair and they do
Cool.
like state fair discounts or whatever and like
Smart.
to buy a kayak from the state fair. It's
Yeah.
a pretty
Yeah.
Minnesotan thing.
It's dedication.
We're gonna have to, like,
It's
mortgage
actually
it out.
planned.
yeah,
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 yeah.
right?
it is planned
And
to
to
like
plan
wait
this
for
far
the
ahead
state
is-
fair
yeah.
to get our kayaks or stand-up paddleboards.
That's pretty
I love
awesome.
Maybe you just call them paddleboards. I don't know. Do you have to put the word stand-up in front? Am I
Yeah,
saying
Sort
this
of
wrong?
implied.
I think they used to call them like supboards or whatever, but yeah, they used to
Yeah.
paddleboard now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you probably about a 3 out of 5.
Okay, I'll take it.
That was
Boom.
Knowing
good.
that you've just barely been here, and I bet in a year you'll like be like 4.9 out of 5.
Oh,
You're very like,
Yeah.
you know, like, let's
Progressive.
try this, let's try
Yeah.
this, let's try
Yeah.
We'll go to the tool library and rent one of
That's
the
true.
chainsaws to cut a hole in the ice.
Shout out
Yeah.
to the tool library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. You just go and rent tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is pretty sweet.
like
That's a
my-
crazy thing, yeah.
My exciting
We
find.
needed like a better drill
Yeah.
to like hang stuff on our house. Like our drill is just like we just got like a basic drill. It wasn't
Okay.
doing great to hang stuff.
Was it
Ran
an
over
impact
there on
driver?
Saturday,
Yeah.
got like a really great drill, got something to like clean up some of the what's it called around the bottom trim there.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, just a little multi-tool.
That was cool. And
Yeah.
there's some that northeast right there by the tool library was near, right? Was Fine Furnish.
Oh yeah.
We furnished
Found
our
an
house from up there.
amazing,
Cool.
That
vintage
place-
Furnish
store.
is sick.
So
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And like
It's like my favorite.
ridiculously good prices for
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Like it's not cheap, but
we've
it's
been
like
to
you're
other
getting
vintage
solid
furniture
stuff.
shops, and the prices are just like, I mean, this is all cool, but we're buying none of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Any parting wisdom, parting advice for anybody who's in your situation, moving here to the Twin Cities from literally wherever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that you think would be helpful?
Yeah, I think having patience, I think everyone said that, but it's just, moving is just not a fun process, even if you're just moving across town. And so just like kind of not getting discouraged and knowing that it's all temporary. And, you know, even when our truck was 10 days late, like that's such a small portion of, you know, in the moment it was awful, but like now it's like almost forgotten about. So
Yeah.
make the best of it. Find somewhere cool. Like I got to not cook for 10 days
Yeah.
and
True.
got to find cool restaurants and stuff. Like, yeah, did it suck to have to sleep on the floor or then on a couch? Like, sort of, but
yeah.
we were going finding cool places to eat
Yeah.
and cool places around the neighborhood, so weighing
Yeah.
it up.
True.
It's a good side to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
You
So
gotta
I-
just like to know how to adjust your sails,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd also say just like definitely like I know we're on the podcast and worked with you, but I would highly, and I think you would agree, would highly recommend to the Twin Cities.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
Appreciate that.
Amber was incredible to work with. Like
Thanks,
just the
yeah.
story of getting our house. Like we literally were just thinking that we were texting, asking for like more details on the house.
Yeah, like the
And we
disclosure.
had a walkthrough before we even landed 2 hours later. And not that it could always happen, but because you did that so quickly, you ran into the owner of the house, and so you
Yes.
already had
We had
like a
extra tips
hello and tips on it, and like kind of knew who lived there, and sort of like
Yeah.
that helped us out in our process as well. And it was just that personal touch that you guys offer. But then, like in talking to our friends and family afterwards, I think the thing that stands out the most about you guys is even the after sales stuff. I'd never heard of a monthly meetup, which
Yeah.
not only do like people who have purchased come, but like this past one, it's the end of the summer, kids are going back to school, it's kind of hot out, not a ton of people are able to attend, but you guys were all there, we all hung out, had a great time.
It was fun.
Like, it makes moving here easier because then you meet people,
Yeah.
you know, you make friends with people. That's just like something that you're literally not going to get that somewhere else.
Cool, yeah.
So I'd highly
Usually
recommend
it's like
using
transaction
this,
and then
yeah.
done.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like, which, I mean, that's how a lot of business is done, but like
Yeah.
that's what sets this apart from everyone else, and especially in a moving people cross country way of
Yeah.
It's trying to solve a problem. A lot of people are like, you know, it's like, yeah, it's hard as an adult to make friends. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, maybe I can do something about it. You know, like,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
like we help enough people who do that. That's like, all right, maybe we can play some small role in helping people find friends.
Other people that hear about it are like shocked. Like her mom was on the phone with her the other night. It wasn't even on speaker, and I heard her be like, "They do what?" It was like not in a bad way either. It was
Yeah.
like, "That's crazy. That's so. It's such
Yeah, it's not like
good,
cringy.
you know."
It's like
No,
good
she's like,
people.
that's awesome.
But it also like I still watch. Like we've watched all of the podcasts so far. I still watch videos you guys put out. If any of our friends from back in St. Louis that I didn't mention, or ones that I did mention, want to move up here,
Yeah.
hints.
Yeah. We miss you guys.
Reach out to us, or and we'll get you in touch with Jesse and Amber, or just reach out to Jesse and Amber.
You guys are so sweet. Thank
it's
you.
literally the best. You guys are the best.
Thank you
So,
very much.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Well, and then when we get hooked up with like, you know, again, what we put out, we attract, and you guys have literally been so much fun and such
Yeah.
a joy, and
Yeah.
like you guys have lit up the meetups and like truly are like becoming, you know, part of like the glue, truly, you know, with all of these people. So it's been really, it's
Thank
been
you.
really fun,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
really.
Appreciate you all very, very much. And yeah, you know, that's the beauty of, I get to put up videos. Cool people just come our way, you
Truly.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
that are going to vibe with us. So, yeah.
Right after the vibe of the Zoom call, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I got these.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was like, they're going to be so fun.
Yeah.
It was great.
We try.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
That's it.
we
Thank
did
you
it.
guys very
Thanks.
much.
Perfect. Thank you guys.
Fade to
Minnesota,
black.
goodbye.
All right.
See you guys.